Do you read me over?
Be advised, you are coming in weak and unreadable.
Say again, Com Tower. This is Pacho. Do you read me over?
Pacho, this is Com Tower. I read you Lima Charlie.
Com Tower, Com Tower. Request permission to launch and commence the field op. Over.
Stand by. Pacho, permission granted. I say again, permission granted.
Roger that. Launching podcast in 3, 2. You are now entering the field up with your host, Pacho Correa, Chief Warrant Officer 3, United States Marine Corps retired. Get some. Hurrah!
Get some. What's going on, everybody? Friday night's Eve, baby Friday. Well, goddamn, it's almost the weekend. All right, hey, and we got a long weekend as well. So, hey, congratulations to all the folks out in the military. I know you're probably going to get a really nice either 96 or 72. Hopefully that's still a thing. I know it's been a while since I've been in, but hey, we got a really good show for you today. So before we get started, let's get all the pleasantries out of the way. When was the last time you took a nice, healthy financial look at it? You know, as you're getting ready to transition out, maybe you're a year out, maybe you are in the process of going temp to temp or the 25 plus seminar, like some of us had to back in the day. So, you know, as part of you getting out of the military, you want to transition and want to make sure, you know, although it won't be perfect. You want to make it as smooth and as seamless as possible as it can be. Implementing like things, hey, what's the difference between veterans group life insurance versus regular life insurance? What do I do with my finances? Because am I going to be able to contribute to my thrift savings plan after I am out of the military? Where can I put my money in? What is the difference between a 401k and my TSP? What does it mean to have a Roth IRA versus traditional? You know, all those questions I can answer. And in addition to that, I can also help you answer the questions. If I am retiring after 20 plus years of service, is it a good thing for survivor benefit plan, opting into the survivor benefit plan? Or what is the difference between, you know, putting into something that I can partake? What do I have to do in regards to my VA claims and benefits? All those things I can answer for you and help you, you know, not be a statistic in regards to what happened to a lot of us, even me. And this is the reason why I started this show and my different channels, is to prevent you from going through some of the heartaches that I went through as I was getting out. Because I've been out twice. I got out after my first enlistment, and then I got out after being a lifer for many different years. I mean, after serving for many years. That's what I meant to say. So give me a call, shoot me a DM in one of the platforms, social media, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm on Substack as well. I put out a lot of content. Like, subscribe, and follow. And that way we can have a conversation and see what suits you best. And look, listen, if it's a good fit and it's good for you, excuse me, if it's a good fit for you and I can help you, great. If not, at least you have the information that when it does become a priority, it's already in your cargo pocket, that all you have to just reach in there and I can help you implement the plan and execute. Sound fair? Also, don't forget to start early, putting you for your VA claims and benefits. I put out some stuff, some really good stuff on social media today. So make sure you check that out. Did you know that you can, your VA.gov account, you could put it as an extension on your Google Chrome browser? All you have to do is just download it, put it on, create that extension, log in through va.gov, make that association, and now you can access all your claims and benefits and information all through your browser without having to go into login.gov. So that's what gives you another route, so that way you're in tune with your claims and benefits, because it's your responsibility at the end of the day. Anyway, so that's all the pleasantries. If you want to be a content creator, reach out to sitchradio.com. And if you want to be a podcaster, contact Brian Colburn. So a huge shout out to Sitch Radio folks for doing what they do and helping us send this information to you. Because look, at the end of the day, we're all about the right to bear arms, freedom of speech, all the good stuff that the Constitution and all the freedoms, which was one of the things that we're going to talk about today, all the freedoms that there are, this great nation of ours provides for us. So, hey, look, so if you like me, if you want to stick around, find me on all. You can link on the show description on my link tree. You can find me on all social media, and and support your local podcaster. Anyway, so those are all the pleasantries. Let's get down to the brass tacks and let's talk about why we're here today. Okay, so for 250 years, the United States has been an idea unlike any other history. Look, I get it. We're not perfect by no means. People from every corner of the world have come here searching for freedom, opportunity, and the chance to build a better life. And I guess you can add to that, and the pursuit of happiness, right? Or that American dream. Some were born here, others choose America as their home, right? Like I did, or my mom did. Different backgrounds, different cultures, different beliefs, yet we're all united under one flag and one constitution, right? So, excuse me, in today's episode, we're going to talk about how we celebrate America's 250th birthday by reflecting on what makes this country so unique, right? We talk about patriotism, military service, immigration, citizenship, and why the United States continues to be an amazing country and why it attracts people from all over the world, right? With the World Cup being here as well, and it brings millions of visitors to our homeland, something remarkable has happened. Instead of Americans telling the world why America is special, visitors are reminding us as Americans what we've begun taking for granted for a long, long time. Not me, but a lot of us. Actually, no, every once in a while, we do take it for granted, right? So as someone who immigrated from, Colombia as a young boy and later served for 20 plus years in the best armed forces in the world. I got to say it like that, folks, because, it is, right? I share why America gave me the opportunities I'll never take for granted and why this nation of ours, while imperfect, as I said earlier, is still one worth believing in, right? So, look, at the end of the day, folks, this ain't about politics. It ain't about, creating division because we're already divided enough as it is. It's about gratitude and about service, and it's about remember what brings us together as this amazing nation of ours. So, I mean, seriously, this makes 250 years of this nation being founded, right? Think about that for a second. Very few countries have maintained the same constitutional framework all this time for 2.5 centuries. So, and throughout that time, we fought wars, we survived in economic depressions. I mean, overcoming division because it goes like in cycles and continue striving to move forward to still become a better nation. So, nobody here has inherited a better America or a perfect America per se. Every generation, I think, inherits a little bit of that, some responsibility to leave it better than they found it for that next person, right? So, and that responsibility now belongs to us, right? So, my American story. I wasn't born here. I mean, clearly this accent is not from here at all, right? I came to this country as a young boy in the mid '80s when the Gipper was the president, Ronald Reagan, and like millions of immigrants before us, my family wasn't looking for perfection. I mean, we were just looking for a better opportunity. I mean, to say the least. I learned English. Yes, I watched a lot of cartoons, the Jetsons. Even though I was watching this already in syndication, where I came from. I was watching, believe me, there's a lot of Looney Tunes in this English, Jetsons, Hanna-Barbera, the Flintstones, all that good stuff. I mean, all those cartoons rolled up into one. This is how I got to where I'm at, right? And we embraced the culture. I mean, we had to. And eventually we became American citizens. I mean, so much so that even as a resident, because you can join the service as a resident, I chose to serve this great nation of ours, and I'll get into that here in just a second. but I joined the Marine Corps right out of high school. So I mean, even when I was a senior, myself and two of my friends who are American, I guess you could say white, you know, uh, shout out to my brother from another mother, Mr. Ken Crenshaw, who's been on our show a couple of times, and the other guy that I mean we kind of fallen apart from each other, but Mr. Apolero, we became. I mean, again, two white dudes and a Hispanic guy walk into a bar. I mean, actually, the other guy was Italian, so a white guy, an Italian, and a Hispanic guy walk into a bar. I mean, literally, it's that type of joke, right? But I never forgot where I came from. So I'm extremely proud of my heritage. Uh, Colombia will always be a part of me, and I mean that's where the majority of my family is still there. However, I know that there's much better things that are that here we as Americans, we need to be really appreciative of and take advantage of, right? Serving this country wasn't just a career for me, and it was my way of saying thank you uh, for taking me in and allowing me and giving me the opportunities that I have. Again, I love my heritage. I love where I came from, and I'll never forget where I came from. Right. However, I would have never had the opportunities that I've had not only as a Marine, as an officer, as a scholar, as somebody who is now working for himself. I wouldn't have had those opportunities had I not been here, and I got to be thankful for that, right? So that perspective has pretty much stayed with me my entire life. I mean, look, listen, America's a great melting pot, and I mean, you cannot. There is nobody here. We live on stolen land. I mean, I think some music star quoted that at the Grammys. I mean, I don't watch any of those shows anyways because I mean, it just so convoluted with politics. It sickens me sometimes. But however, people talk about diversity all the time in the military. Let me tell you, the military is as diverse as it can be, and it has been for many generations. So when I was in the Marine Corps, I mean, nobody really cared where you were born. Nobody cared what your color skin was. Nobody cared what religion you practiced. Nobody cared whether your family had money or not. I mean, take a walk in the barracks on a Marine Corps barracks, because that's the best way I can associate it, on a Thursday evening for field day, because Thursday is the day that we clean in the Marine Corps, because the next day on Friday we would get inspected, and if your room didn't pass, well, your Liberty Pass would get yanked, right? So you can walk from one room to the one room will be playing R&B and hip hop, another room will be playing country, another room will be playing hard rock, another room will be playing techno. I mean, it was just like, and in that room there could be a black dude, a white guy, Hispanic, Asian. I mean, it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Now, do we get along perfectly all the time? No, hell no. It's like it's like living with family. Nobody gets along all the time, and every once in a while, brothers and sisters fight. And there were fights in the barracks, really good fights too, right? But you can, but I can tell you this. None of those things matter. But what really mattered was pretty much simple. Hey, look, could I trust you? Are you going to carry your weight? Even though there are some sandbaggers out there. Those of you who know what I'm talking about, right? We got some shit birds, right? But, would you protect that Marine or that soldier to your left and to your right? Can I count on you to make sure that your head is in the right swivel and you're taking care of your lateral limits, right? So when we go through those hardships, it's funny, and it's a way of removing some of the superficial differences that we have. And we became brothers and sisters because we all share one mission, right? And that is kicking ass, taking names, I got your six, you got mine. And at the very end, that and that is America at its best, right? Out of many, one, right? As the Greek saying goes, shit, I can't say pluribus unum, right? So that's what's important, folks. Patriotism doesn't mean perfection, because we all know that America is not perfect. I've never met a veteran who thought America was flawless. Heck, I mean, there are some veterans now or some service members going on social media. Again, when I was in, and I retired now 12 years ago, social media, being in the service and having such a prevalent social media presence was really frowned upon, and you were really cautious as to what the stuff that you were putting out there, because they are money. They meaning DOD was really watching what you were putting out there, because the last thing you want to do is give a black eye to your branch of service, right? So, but I'm not. So we've all seen mistakes. We've all disagreed with policies. Trust me. I wouldn't go questioning my commander or whatever else while I was in. Again, yes, I know we can talk about some folks that have done that already, but here's the difference. Patriotism means believing this country is actually worth protecting, worth improving, and worth passing on to the next generation. It's like that one scene from An Officer and a Gentleman. If you're old enough, and I mean that movie when it came out, it was in the late 70s, early 80s. So I was still, in middle school in the 80s. But the point I'm trying to make is that, there's one scene where Richard Gere is telling his drill sergeant, his drill instructor from Officer to Kennedy School, that he's getting yelled at, and the guy breaks down and says, I got nowhere else to go. We got nowhere else to go, folks. And a lot of you are out there, and I say a lot of like movie stars in Hollywood is like, oh, I'm leaving this country. Well, hey, GTFO, man, go. But a lot of us ain't got nowhere else to go, because we know better. We trash it. It's weird. America is the only country that you can talk trash about, and people still stay. It's like, seriously? So you can love your country while still want it to be better. So those two things aren't, they aren't mutually exclusive. There's been other countries, and by the way, I have traveled and seen many different places. Like the Marine hymn says, every climbing place. I've seen the good and bad of humanity. I have, and this place ain't bad, folks. I'm here to tell you. We're the only place that people burn the flag and everything else. Other countries, you get caught doing that or talking trash about the government and whatever else, you disappear. So, why don't we just look at things from a different perspective, see it through somebody else's eyes. One of the coolest things that's happening here in the U.S. right now is that, we have the World Cup, and we have visitors from around the world experience America during the World Cup. And what an amazing opportunity. I've seen videos of Japanese visitors talking about how friendly Americans have been, how much they enjoy Texas barbecue. It's really cool. And these guys from Japan are in these massive pieces of ribs and saying, "Oh my God, it's so tender," all this stuff. Ranch dressing apparently is like a big hit with a lot of people, right? Ranch dressing. My sister was my daughter is my sister's ketchup, but my daughter, she is the ranch dressing queen. I think she would bathe in it if she could. But others have talked about the incredible hospitality they've experienced in the cities that they visited. That people here are super friendly. People from Europe have recommended on how welcoming complete strangers have been to them. This is the America that when I came here when I was 12 years old in the 80s. This is the America that I came to, that open with open arms, said, "Hey, come on in. We got you. You know, you're here. We're gonna take you in. Again, coming here legally, right?" People from other countries with higher crime rates have spoken about feeling safe in the places they visited. I saw a video of a guy from South Africa saying, "Look, it's in the middle of the night. I'm walking. I'm walking, in this street, and I'm not afraid." And he sees somebody walking toward him. "Hey, I think I'm gonna go talk to this guy." I was like, "Okay," but others have been amazed by things Americans don't think about anymore, like the size of our country, our beautiful national parks. Excuse me, the small towns, hospitality, southern comfort, so to speak, diners. I love diners, man. Free drink refills. Again, barbecue. Barbecue is freaking amazing, right? Road trips, and just the sheer variety of the different cultures that coexist here to make this one of the best melting pots. It made me really stop it to think that sometimes we just spend a little bit too much time focusing on what's wrong with America, that we actually forget what's actually right already, right? And it takes somebody from somewhere else, halfway around the world, to remind us. We stopped appreciating things. Let me tell you, things like running water, being able to take a shower whenever, wherever. You know what I'm saying? Getting on my car, driving down the street with having to worry if there's an IED in the middle of the road. Not have to put out a perimeter. You can be who you ever want to be, whether you could be a furry, pronouns. You can choose your own sex here, and whatever tickles your fancy. I mean, there's a lot of places in the world where you can't do that. You cannot do that. I mean, if you even sway one way or the right, to the left or to the right, you're done. Again, I've seen it, and these are things that some news outlets don't like to show because they're painting a completely different picture, folks. And the Statue of Liberty. I mean, let's talk about that. And by the way, what an amazing, just I don't want to say idol, but just this beam of hope for a lot of people. That, and the American promise. I mean, the words engraved on the Statue of Liberty have just inspired many, many generations. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. I mean, holy cow. I mean, it just doesn't get better than that. I mean, that promise has drawn millions here. I mean, it includes my family. America has always been a place where people came looking for opportunity. Listen, not because life would be easy. I had some cousins here over the weekend. They came here to watch the World Cup, and they were just in awe of just how amazing things are here, how big things are, and just everything. And they also understand that, life here is, it can be easy, but it also can be very harsh, just like anybody. The streets aren't made of gold. The street, although, that's the perception. A lot of people believe me, my family in Latin America thinks that, oh man, you drive golden cars and whatever else. And it's like, no, my guy, it isn't. So, but again, people come here not because life will be easy, but because they believe hard work could build something better. Everybody wants the American dream. Nobody says, hey, I want the Russian dream. Nobody says, hey, I want the dream of Spain. There's a reason why people want to come here, right? So, but it also doesn't mean that we're going to abandon who we are, our heritage, where we came from. I'm a huge proponent that, yes, hey, look, I grew up here. I am, my culture, my essence is from Colombia, and I still have a lot of sentiment for that, but I adjusted. I never expressed to anybody here, well, shit, you know what? let's close. I don't. I want to close all Starbucks, and now it's Juan Valdez because you need to respect, where I came from. I wanted no. Hey, you came here. You conform to the ways, the traditions. Yeah, I mean, whatever you do behind your closed door, that's you. However, again, the Constitution, as Americans, gives us certain rights, but don't infringe your things upon me. Right? It means that we embrace the values of this nation in the first, like freedom, personal responsibility, respect of others, opportunity, service, and the rule of law. You just can't come here and rum shake and do what you want to do and that type of stuff. No, hey, you still have to condone. You conform to this place, just like just like I've traveled all around the world. We conform to their laws. We respect their cultures. It's. I think that's where we go wrong, folks. Is that, oh, hey, I'm here with a shit ton of my friends from my country. Now you guys can. No, it doesn't work like that, my guy. So because all of us sacrifice something. We leave things behind. As veterans, we talk about legacy, but it's not just medals. It's not the rank. It's not ribbons. It's the example that we leave behind, right? So, what kind of citizens are we raising for our future, for this country's future, right? Are we teaching them gratitude? Are we teaching them responsibility? Are we teaching them service, right? Or are we only teaching them to complain, basically be worthless? And eventually, for a lot of us, the uniform is going to come off. I mean, it is going to come off. Trust me on that. But our responsibility to this country never does. I mean, talk to any veteran right now. I mean, you would tell that person they would put that uniform back on a heartbeat. So because again, we know most of us have seen and been places that were like, oh, man, my house ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to close with this. America has never been perfect. It wasn't perfect back in 1776. It wasn't perfect when my family arrived here in the 80s, and it isn't perfect today. So, but for 250 years, people from every corner of the world have continued to come here in hope, with hope within their hearts, right? So that's got to tell us something, right? I mean, it's got to be doing something right. So maybe we become so focused on American flaws that we've forgotten to appreciate her blessings, the things that she has provided for us and continues to provide for us. So ain't it crazy that so if it takes visitors from Japan, Germany, South Africa, I mean, Colombia, this weekend, it was just jam-packed with yellow shirts. It was amazing. Or anywhere else to remind us why this country is special. That maybe it's time we started seeing America through their eyes again, and maybe take a hard look at that man in the mirror, right? So all I want to say, everybody, is happy 250th birthday, America. You are amazing. You're a fine, sexy bitch, like a fine wine, damn it. And thank you to every veteran, service member, first responder, and citizen who continues to make this country worth believing in. And look, I think this is a great time to index. If you've been ruminating and kind of going to the dark hole, reach out to me, reach out to the show, reach out to somebody, because there's plenty of help out there for you. And crappy times you will get by. I will get you by. Somebody will get you by, but just reach out. So I don't want to take too long because I want to partake in the upcoming celebrations. My dog ain't gonna like. Taps is not gonna like it because there's gonna be, here in the red state. I mean, fireworks is the sound of freedom. He's gonna hate it. But with that being said, everybody, thank you so much. Aistmas, Daisuki. We'll see you next week, everybody. Ara, get some peace.